about today's solo travel escapades in the Cotswolds because it was just as good as yesterday. This morning when I woke up, I decided I was going to start my day with lunch because I don't wake up very early. All I did was Google Christmas pubs Cotswolds because I wanted to just find something really quaint and cozy today for lunch. I found a blog post with 16 places that have real fires. One of the ones was in Winchcombe, which I drove through last night after going to the light spectacle, or the spectacle of lights at Sudeley Castle. It's called the Lion Inn, and I was able to get a reservation. The food was delicious. I was sitting right next to the fire. I got the chicken Milanese flatbread and a mulled wine, and it was just cozy and warm and perfect. Then I knew that I wanted to go to Chippingcampden just to walk around, shop around, so I put that into my GPS, drove over, walked on the main street, went into different shops, got a couple of ornaments, looked at some real estate because I'm a lunatic and a little delulu. After Chippingcampden, I drove to Stow-on-the-Wold and I walked around, shopped, bought a couple of things. I was walking past like a little archway and I see a sign for a tea room. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go check this out. I walk in and there is a straight up elf named Alan. He was like a living, breathing elf on the shelf and also covered with elves on the shelf. It was totally unexpected and phenomenal. I got tea and I got a scone with clotted cream and honey. I'm not a jam girl. It was getting dark, so I knew that I wanted to see Bourton-on-the-Water with the Christmas lights because somebody was mentioning the Christmas tree that's in the middle of the water. And then I remembered that tonight my plan was to go to dinner at the Fleece Inn. This is a very, very old historical pub here. It did not even occur to me that I might need a reservation, so I went on my phone, booked a reservation for like 45 minutes later. So I quickly walked around Bourton-on-the-Water, then headed straight to the Fleece Inn. My Airbnb owner Steve recommended this place because it's from like 1750, he said, and all of the furniture inside is the original furniture. It's been restored, but they will not get rid of it. I did not realize that I booked my reservation for Sunday. They were so kind and they let me sit down. I had the best freaking dinner. Imagine like a chicken pot pie, but with Thanksgiving dinner inside of it. And then on the top, there's like a little Christmas tree made in the crust pastry thing. At one point, I ended up at a big table. These two couples come in and they're trying to find a place to sit. So I invited them to sit at my massive table with me, and they ended up being really lovely. And it turns out one of the couples just acquired an Airbnb. I gave them my card and I was like, I'm going to be coming back in January and I don't have a place to stay yet. So I would love to check that out and see if that would be a good fit. Now I am back in my cottage with my packing started. I still have this puzzle to do. I'm watching Peaky Blinders, and tomorrow I have to fly back to reality, and I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Luckily, I am coming back in January, so I have a flight back here in like 3 weeks. No, it's not even 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks, so it's not the worst thing in the world. This is just a reminder again that traveling solo is not the worst thing in the world. It is not lonely, it is not sad, it is very adventurous and fun, and you meet tons of people. I meet the most people when I'm traveling by myself, and I have the most interesting encounters and experiences and memories and stories. So I'm curious, have you traveled solo before? And if you have, I want to know where you've been or what your favorite destination you've been by yourself. And if you haven't, what is your top destination that you would want to visit? I would also love to answer more questions for you about traveling solo or about the Cotswolds or anything having to do with solo travel and destinations. And thank you all for the kind words. I've been having such a great time here.